Hello, and welcome to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. This is a new game on the channel. This is a naval action game kind of based around designing your own ships and having them fight other ships. I decided to play this game today because I really didn't feel like playing another From the Depths campaign episode, and I figured that, hey, this game's pretty cool and they just released a new update. We are now in Alpha 10, and we have some various changes to how the gun systems work and how the AI is actually procured and how you can fight your ships. So I want to test that out, but I also want to kind of make an introductory video explaining how this game works and what's in this game, so that you may, I don't know, go buy it because it's a great game and you should support the development team. There's not a very large development team on this game. I was surprised to find that there's like less than 15 people, I think, total, working on this game, and they've made a very, very nice game overall. So let me jump right in. I have this battle selected, 1890s technology. In this game, you can go from 1890 all the way up to 1940, and it's naval action between those years. And to kind of fit with our other theme in the From the Depths campaign, I'm going to be building in the 1890s era to actually have a pre-Dreadnought style battleship, because, well, we did that already, so I kind of want to have a common ground for this game between the last game. Now I'm going to go ahead and unlock the hull designs, which will allow me, as the United States against the Spanish Empire, to actually use all the different hull types that are available for battleship. I've selected battleship. There are many different types of ships that you can use in the actual game. This game is not very close to completion. It only has this designer mode here, 51 missions where you build and then you fight specified targets. And the game is actually coming out with a campaign, I think sometime in the middle of this year, and then that'll be the full release of this game. If you want to pick it up, it's on ultimateadmiral.com. It's called Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. There's another one called Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail if you want. You can pre-order just the regular edition of the game for $35, I believe it is now, and you can get this early access mode for $50, but you also get to have the full release once it comes out. Obviously, I mean, you're going to pay $50, you better get the full game, right? But I paid the full $50. I've well spent as many hours as I did dollars in this game, so it is 100% worth it, in my opinion, to go buy it. Now, if you don't want to pay the whole $50 thing, that $35 thing is a sale off the actual game price. It's because the game is planning on being $50 once it comes out anyway, but if you want to get that discount, then that's $35. Again, ultimateadmiral.com. They're great guys, and they've made a great game here. So, what do we do in this game, you ask? Well, you can select your hull. There's many different designs for many different eras and years and things. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to select the Battleship 1 here, this version. Or maybe, I don't know, gotta check all the hulls, because why not? I think this is personally my preference as far as hulls are concerned, but I think I'll do something a little bit different today, and I'm going to go with this battleship design, or maybe, yeah, this one, because this is the biggest of those two. Then I'm going to set the displacement. As you'll notice on this far left here, this is all the things that you can edit on the internals of the ship, and some on the externals, not outernals, of the ship. Over here, all your stats, so your overview, your ship details, weights, stats, all that stuff is over here. You can look at everything, engine efficiency, you can look at all your weights, how much everything is costing you. You can look at your displacement, turn rate, turret traverse. All that good stuff is here. This is a very, very accurate game. Like, to real life, economy and weight and actual technological advantages and disadvantages are all in this game. Angling your armor is a good thing. there's different Citadel Protections and everything. So I'm gonna build this little battleship and kind of show everybody at home how this game kind of works as far as the designing aspect of the game is concerned, and then we can hop into a battle that I've put 3 enemy battleships against this one battleship. So hopefully I don't build this wrong and end up losing. That would be kind of well, that would be a little bit upsetting, wouldn't it? So we have our hull here. We have everything that we need to know is here. Weight and cost, and then it's telling us what we need. What I like to do if I'm building a pre-dreadnought, I like right away set it down to 20 knots top speed, because honestly anything above 20 knots at this era of technology is not a good idea. And because I'm not limited on cost, I've maxed out the displacement so that I can get the most on this ship. Now sometimes you won't always be able to do that. There are certain limits for certain types of ships. Like if you're on a heavy cruiser, you can't go above, I think it's 12,000 tons in this era of technology, the 1890s era. But these pre-dreadnought battleships are pretty nice. You can get 2 guns on here and a lot of secondary guns. So I'm going to go ahead and add towers. Now there's only 2 towers here. I hope that they eventually add a true sandbox game mode where I could, I don't know, stick the Yamato's tower on this thing and have it just fall over. It would be hilarious. But for now they only have the era-specific and hull-specific towers. The country you play as does actually matter, because different hulls and different technologies will be available to you because of the different countries' disadvantages and actual advantages in the real world. They have modeled those things into this game, and they have they've made it so that you should be tactical about what you're doing. So I've just added the secondary tower here on the back here. This is going to help the main tower with spotting, with targeting, and with aiming the guns, because, well, if the main tower is the only thing doing that and that gets exploded, then you're kind of SOL as far as actually getting some shots out and on target and defending yourself. Now we do need funnels so we can have our nice exhaust from the engine going. So in the pre-dreadnought era, it's best to just kind of spam buttons and funnels and all this other good stuff. Yes, it looks ridiculous, but if we scroll down here, we're at 100% engine efficiency. So we have plenty of funnels. If we take away one, we still have that 100%. And then we take away 2, and it's gone. So let's see. Let's make it not look quite so ridiculous. Let's have, how about a big funnel with some boats, another big funnel with some boats. I don't know why I keep saying funnel. It's kind of weird. Then a dual funnel system, and then maybe another smaller one. No, it's 83%. So we're gonna have to go with 2 of these dual funnels. And there we go, we're at about 95%, which is good enough. This era, the engine efficiency doesn't really matter. It is a factor, but it doesn't really matter. So now I'm going to move on to my main guns. So we have centerline guns, and there's an option for side guns, but currently it's blanked out because we're not in the era where they started using more than 2 main guns on the centerline. So, centerline turrets, we have 9, 10, 11, and 12-inch guns available to us. Like from the depth, the actual measurement as far as the guns are concerned is the diameter of the shell, not the actual length of the shell. If it was only a 12-inch long shell, it would probably not do that much damage, but it's more like 3 feet long and 12 inches wide. So, let's see, can we even get 12 inches on? Because 12 inches in this game, if you look at the stats there, they reload the fastest, or they reload the slowest out of these 4 because they're the biggest, but they have the most accuracy in the game. And at this technological era, single barrels are actually going to be better than double barrels as far as accuracy is concerned. And the reload on this one is 62 seconds, and the reload on this is 93 seconds. So I wonder if we should just go bite the bullet of accuracy and go with an 11-inch gun, because of the reload is going to be about the same as a single 12-inch gun. We're going to have about the same amount of terrible accuracy as the 12-inch gun. And we could probably fit the 11-inch gun a lot better on here with the displacement limit that we have of 16,600 tons. Trying to squeeze this in as close as I can to make sure that the aft offset is not too high, and that the angle of fire isn't too bad. So that'll be able to shoot about there or so on enemy targets, and this will be able to shoot quite far. And our aft weight offset is high, so I'm going to move this a little bit more forward, as far as we can go there. And that brings us down to 9.9% aft weight offset, which as we go along and put more systems in the ship, it should decrease the weight offset quite a margin. Range in the sandbox mode doesn't matter. It's best to set it to short to get the most displacement out of your ship, but you can also set it to very long if you want to have more outer hull protection here. But the range I don't think really matters, because we're not doing too much besides going and fighting a single battle. Now the bulkheads, those are important. You're going to want to set those to at least many if you're building a battleship. That's going to determine how many different compartments and different places that the ship has to flood or has to fire, or have fires contained within. If you have more bulkheads, then there's more rooms that can be flooded and more rooms that can be sealed off. The more rooms that can be sealed off, the less likely you are to sink to the bottom of the ocean. Steam systems doesn't look like any of the triple expansion or multiple expansion more efficient engines are available to us. So we're going to have to stick with the basic steam engines, but you know, they're alright for 1893. Coal fuel, I'm guessing, yeah, we can't go to oil because oil isn't a thing yet. Natural boilers, we can go to induced boilers, which would get us up to 100%, but that does add about 1% of weight, so we can take that off later if we are really cramming in for weight, as far as the weight limit is concerned. Now, going to our armor selection, this is all the armor that is available to us. This is the type of armor that we're actually constructing the ship out of. So, iron plate is the first one. It's very bad, and it's not terribly light either. It's just straight up iron stick on the side there. Compound armor is better armor strength with nickel steel as well, but it's going to end up having a little bit more cost, and it's going to be reducing weight as it goes along. So this is minus 15 armor weight and plus 45 strength, where this is plus 40 and minus 5 weight. So we're going to want to go with the Harvey armor. Or, excuse me, we're going to want to go with the... Wow, okay. So iron plate is actually way less heavy than those two. Or those three. I didn't think that was true. Apparently it is. Alright. I guess we're going to have to stick with iron plate for now, as to not exceed the weight limit. Unless we go with Harvey armor, which then we might stay under the weight limit, but only just barely, and that would not be a good thing. So we're going to want to... Barbette thickness, we're going to want at least that much, because that's the only thing we can put on it, but that's... The barbette is the below the turret area here. It protects all the magazines and everything else that's actually in the gun from blowing up, so we're going to want at least some of that, so if something does penetrate this, then it's not going to get very far. Anti-torpedoes, we're probably going to want one. The tendency of battleships at this era is to have underwater torpedoes on the sides, if not the front and the aft. Well, I would set that to double, but it doesn't appear that it's available to us. We're going to have to stick with a single bottom hull. Well, that's okay. Let's see. Bulkhead types. Reinforced 1. Can we get away with that? Yes, for now we can get away with that. Anti-flooding system. We're going to want some pumps to actually pump out the water in case we do get hit. That's always a good idea. Now, Citadel Protection. We're going to want that, because that's always a good idea, is to have Citadel Protection. If you don't have Citadel Protection, one good shot's going to blow up all your good engines in there, and that's not a good idea. Alright, so what else do we have? We have armor, we have these, and we have secondaries and torpedo launchers. Alright, so with secondary guns in this game, you get a range between 2 and 8 inch guns, and they'll vary on their speed of reload, speed of turn, and amount of barrels that you can have on it, again depending on the technological era. And because we're in 1890s, it's going to be pretty bad as far as accuracy and gun barrels are. So we're going to have to actually, what I'd say is just skip out on the casemates and the secondary guns, because there's no reason to have them. We're only fighting other battleships with this particular ship. But torpedo launchers, on the other hand, I think I'd like to have at least 4 there. So 2 on each side. Torpedo launchers underwater, so if we get into a nice flat broadside, we can just fire torpedoes at them, and hopefully that'll sink them pretty quickly if they do actually get that close. Which torpedoes, they're kind of a hit or miss in this game. They can hit, they can miss, like everything else, and they don't have the best of accuracy, but when they do hit and they do connect, you're usually looking at a magazine detonation ship-wide. It's pretty powerful, and honestly, I kind of wish it was less powerful, because that makes any ship that doesn't have torpedo protection at all, makes it basically a one-shot. Which, I guess is realistic, but it's also a little bit annoying when my ship blows up in the middle of a battle. Anyway, we have shells. Our type is standard at the moment. I'd like to go to heavy shells, but it's really gonna hamper our gun reload time, which is already bad at 75 seconds. I guess it's only adding on 3 seconds, which we can upgrade with this little upgrade here. It's the enhanced reload, which will bring us down to 68. So that's a nice minus 7 second reload time. Hydraulic turrets, that's how fast our turrets spin. Unfortunately, none of the other advanced options are actually available to us right now, so I'll just leave that there for now. Black powder is our explosives that is propelling the shells out of the guns, and we have gun cotton or black powder. This adds shell damage and HE shell fire chance, so we're going to take that. That's always good to have, is more stuff than what you previously had. Always looking for that green. Standard ammo on the torpedoes. We can honestly go reduced, because I don't really expect to use them that much unless we're getting really in close. So 15-inch size on those torpedoes. I'd like a 16-inch size, just because they're so much better. I'm going to make them fast torpedoes, just because anything slower than fast torpedoes, the battleships on the enemy team are going to just dodge out of the way, because they're so short turning in this era, because the ships are not actually that long, and they're quite wide, so that means that they easily turn. Let me check those torpedoes and their actual range really quick. So they're at a range of, where is it? Range of 0.8 kilometers. I am blind. That's pretty short range, but honestly, I think they're gonna get pretty close to us. So I'm gonna keep that range, and then I'm gonna put some armor on here. And in this scenario, I'm gonna go with 12 inches of belt armor, 8 inches of belt extended. Gonna go with probably about 5 inches of deck extended. Ooh, we've hit our weight limit. Well, that's kind of awkward. What can we do to fix that? We can... I'd say that we can go down on... what can we go down on here? We can go down on our speed without too much hassle. We can go down to 19 knots, and that'll give us the extra 1%. Honestly, I think the deck armor should be fine. They shouldn't be hitting too much of our deck, though I would like to increase that to 2 inches there. Conning tower, let's go with 12 inches, same as the belt. Turret, try to get 12. That shouldn't be too hard. Turret top should be okay, and we don't have any secondaries, so that doesn't actually matter. Now we are above our weight limit by 14 whole tons. Cool, alright. And back down to natural boiler systems. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to go ahead and put these down, and well, that should complete our ship. What should I name it? What are you thinking I should name it? I'm gonna be psychic, and I'm gonna say the Cracker Barrel. Wow, that was random. Cracker Barrel. There we go. Okay, the USS Cracker Barrel, because Cracker Barrel is kind of good. Now we get into the aspect of fighting. So we're gonna go ahead and launch our design and wait for it to spawn all the ships and pre-battle screen and start the battle. So our little Cracker Barrel here, we're at this little random place in the ocean here. This currently the only map is the ocean, unfortunately, but they are coming out with new stuff every now and again. They're a pretty small development team, like I said, so it takes them a while to do stuff, but when they do stuff, it's actually really cool. So we can see our gun range here is at 13.6 kilometers, and our torp range is at 0.8 kilometers. Now, according to the actual range that I set these guys to, they should be pretty much within range. We just can't see them yet. So until we find them, I'm gonna set this to ×10 speed and wait for the battle. Okay, there. I gotta turn to get those torpedoes on target, I know. Alright, make sure that they are on aggressive fire mode so that they definitely fire. Wow, that is loud. Lots of noises. Okay, torpedoes away. Let's see if they hit. And 1, 2. Ooh, that's a big hit on you. Looks like they are not firing their own torpedoes. Actually, this guy's really heavily damaged. Oh boy. Game's doing the weird thing with the turning where it tries to take control. It's not good. This guy is very close to sinking. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't sink. Yeah, he's gonna sink. There's no way. It's just not possible that he doesn't sink. 2%, 1%, 0.5%, and he's not gonna die, is he? He's not gonna die, is he? No, of course he's not gonna die. Why would he die? That would just make sense. Where is your torpedo tube, sir? Oh, it's at the front. Great, exactly where we are. That's perfect. We're not even gonna manage to single ship, are we? Okay, that's okay. Here, full reverse. Alright, we've hit full reverse, so now we shouldn't be in the line of fire of their torpedoes anymore. Ooh, we hit these guys, they're flooding somewhere. See, our torpedoes are almost reloaded. So we can almost shoot this guy with them. I don't think they're going to reload in time. Oh, no, they did. They did. Torpedoes away. Ooh. Nasty hits there. They are flooding. Haven't sunk yet. I don't know how the... Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, the Cracker Barrel has succumbed to the Spanish force. Well, that just goes to show you, you can't play stupid because you'll get wrecked. Well, I hope that was a nice introductory video on this game, and I hope that you'll do all the basic YouTuber stuff that lets me know that you want to see some more of this game and more of other games like From the Depths and other content like that. Leave a comment. As always, I love your comments. I love reading them. And I will see you guys next time. So, this is goodbye.